Hey guys, welcome back to my late night story times. This is not an actual story time, it's just like my story and what I've been through and what I've gone through for the last 4 years. So we're going to call this How I Changed My Mindset in 3 years. First of all, let me tell you the first rule of change. It is not easy. That's the first rule of change. It's not easy, especially if you are actually giving up who you were for the past, I don't know how long. It will take you time for you to develop a new sense of identity. You get me? So the first thing, it's not easy. And if anybody tells you they just change their mindset overnight, it is not easy. You need to let go of so many things. You need to detach from so many traumas that you've been through, so many things that have just made you who you are. And you need to let that go and get a new sense of self. You get me? It is not easy. It is not easy. So when I tell you it's been 3 years, it was not easy for me to get here. It was not easy for me to have this kind of mindset. I have just been programming myself gradually, and I'm changing a lot, about myself, about my thought patterns, everything. Like it's changing. Yeah. So that's the first thing. The second thing is everybody has their own journey. So your journey might be different and my journey might be different. So we are not the same. That's why you're told not to try and compete with other people, because you are not the same. You're not the same. Your lives are not the same, and nothing about you people are the same. So you need to just be your own self. So with that being said, let's begin. So in 2020, the lockdown started, right? The schools were shut down. I think I was in school at the time. So we went for like a holiday, but we were studying at home, yeah? There's this like online schools and stuff. So we were studying at home. So while I was studying at home, I was just I was online a lot. I was talking to my friends because that's the only way you could like communicate with your people. So I was communicating with my friends at the time, and I just made a friend online, and his name, I'm not gonna tell you guys, but we can call him like White. So White was a very, very good friend of mine. We got close and we were just sharing a lot. So I used to like complain a lot about my life and the problems that I'm going through. And every time I would just like vent on him, and I would just like to complain and complain a lot. So this guy was like, Hanan, you should take charge of your life and stop putting problems to other like outside influence. You get me? So I just started to really think about it, and he was telling me about like the law of attraction. He was like, you can manifest anything, you should just be open to receiving and stuff like that. And at first I did not, I thought it's some juju stuff. I didn't even understand what he was saying. I was actually very confused at first. I was like, this guy is just he. I've seen a lot of people, but this one takes the cake, man. Because I could not understand even a word he was saying. Manifestation. What do you mean? What do you mean I should change my mindset? What do you mean? Like I'm being realistic here, and this is the life. Let me tell you, you can never manifest anything when you're a realist. You shouldn't be a realist, guys. That's all I'm saying. Be delusional. Be as delusional as you can be. Anyway, guys, so that year really like made a huge difference in my life because I was actually checking myself now. I became curious as like what is this guy trying to tell me? Like, does it mean that I've been doing it wrong this whole time? And I started checking myself and just realizing how much I like to complain and how much I'm just blaming it on outside circumstances. And it all came from me, and how much I hated my life and I hated myself, you know? So I started doing the work, guys. I started doing the work. I started like removing all the obstacles, guys. I have removed a lot of obstacles, a lot of traumatic things that have happened to me. And when I tell you it took me 3 years and I'm still unlearning things, this is why I'm telling you it is not easy. I am still unlearning things. Yeah. I still have trauma about certain things and I'm still working on myself every single day, and it's not easy. It's not easy, guys. Anyway, so I was just actually like trying to like now be more positive because when you're reading a lot of self-help books, they tell you to be more positive, try and see the good side of things. And it was hard for me to see the good side of things because I used to be a pessimist. I used to see all the wrong things. I used to be prepared to be disappointed. And every time I would get close to someone, I would shut down when they just did the smallest thing. And then I had like so many trust issues. Like I had a lot of trust issues, guys. Like my trust issues, hey, oh my God. Like I could never trust anybody, ever, ever. I would always question like they have some motive or something. And I would always like be timid. I never used to take risks. I never used to open up. I never used to open up to anyone. I was never about like sharing. I used to think it's weak. Why are you sharing whatever you're going through? Just suffer in silence, suffer and die in silence. And it reached a point I almost even tried to commit suicide, guys, because of just how much I was taking and I was not sharing with anybody. So I was just dying alone, you know. A lot of shit happened, man. A lot of things that got me to that place. I almost tried to give up on myself countless of times. That was even before I met this guy. So after I met White, a lot of things changed in my life, like a whole lot of, like a whole 360, because I was now being conscious about what I'm doing, what I'm saying, the whole positivity thing. And it was hard at first. It was so hard. I would always go back to being the person I used to be every single time. But this time round, when I go back to that, when I go back to my past, I would always remember, no, this is not where I'm supposed to be. So I would go back again to try and just think positively and just live intentionally and all that, all that. And I was just building a lot of small habits, guys, small habits that actually are very helpful nowadays. Like I can easily think positively than negatively. I could easily like pray for something good to happen than overthink on a bad thought or something. When I'm sad, yes, I would be sad, but it doesn't last as long as it used to. Like a lot of things have changed, guys. I'm a changed person, and it just didn't happen in one day. Let nobody lie to you that this thing happened in one day or it takes, I don't know, 7 days or something. Those are just lies. I built a foundation of who I am today. I built it with blood, sweat, and tears. I have tried my best to change who I was. Like, I never used to like who I was. I was always very sad and depressed, and I had a lot of traumas that I was holding on to. And nobody tells you how life will take you, actually. Nobody even gives you like a manual of how life is going to be. So when I was growing up, I was just really, I never really knew that it's all in your head. I never really knew that. I just thought, when bad things happen to you is out of just, it's what God has planned. Yeah, because I grew up in a religious family, and you're taught that whatever bad thing happens to you, God has planned that to happen, and whatever good thing has happened to you, God has planned that. But in real sense, it's all in your head. It's what you've been telling yourself, is what you've been constantly thinking about. That's what manifests in your life. And it's crazy that right now that's what I'm thinking about. But before, I used to think it's God's plan and I just need to take all the bullshit. Just hand it to me, I will take it because it's God's will and all that. And kumbe, I was just manifesting all the wrong things. And the fact that I used to wallow in my pain and in my sorrows, it manifested even more problems and more shitty things. You get me? Yeah, so, and I continued suffering. I continued suffering for a long time before I got to meet this guy, because I was just always very pessimistic and a realist. I called myself a realist. I feel like this is what the reality is. You take what the reality gives you. You get me? Nowadays, I see the reality and I see what I want, and I always think of what I want. Yeah, it's not like I'm being delusional. Seems like maybe I am like I'm living in my head, but in real sense, I'm actually very self-aware, and I know desire is a state of mind. It's a state of mind. You get me? So my desires are a state of mind. Whatever I want, I have it in another dimension. I just really need to tap into that and get whatever I want. You get me? So that's where I'm at, guys. I feel like everything is just in your mind. I was watching a video today, and there's a lady who was saying, working hard is a state of mind too. You are just being programmed to work so hard, and you work so hard, and that is a state of mind. What if you say, money comes to me easily, I make money all the time, money is easy for me to make? You get me? Like stuff like that. And you make that your primary thought. That was what will happen. That is what will happen. Because I've realized I always say things and I speak things to existence without even knowing. And now that I know that I speak things to existence without knowing, makes it even better because I can do it now consciously, knowing what I'm doing. You get me? Yeah. So let me tell you. That's where I'm at, and I've seen a lot of progress in my life and everything. And it's how you see yourself, guys. Don't ever blame other people for your circumstances or whatever you're going through, because let me tell you the truth, it is never that. It is never other people. It's never like the outside influence. It's never people. It's you. It's you. Don't ever blame people for your problems or what you're going through. And don't give them that power to feel like they own you that way. You get me? Oh, I I got this misfortune because somebody else did this. Bro, they never thought of you like that. Maybe they did, but you gave them the power to do that. You get me? Don't ever give anybody your power. Hold it with your own two hands and stick with it. That's the thing, like, that has been pulling me and I keep going. Yeah, knowing that I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I am loved. And I know that nothing bad will happen to me unless I let it, because it's all in my head. I'm the one to control my life. You can't control anybody else's life, but you can control yours. And you need to build very strong foundation. Yeah, a very strong foundation where no one can try and just, tear you down. Let nobody have that power to own you in any way. That is the key to your success, to your growth. Yeah. Nobody owns anybody in this world, Everybody's just working to hustle for themselves. Don't ever think anybody's out there to get you. Bro, what do you have? Do you get me? What do you have? What's that is so important that I can live my life and focus on yours? You get me? And the fact that you're giving someone that kind of power, that is just a very huge disappointment, because you could have channeled that power for yourself and made something out of yourself. So this is what I'm trying to say, guys. It's all inside you. Everything that you're looking for outside here is inside you. All the insecurities that you have, you need to work on them on the inside. Everything is on the inside. The problems that you're going through, they're all on the inside. You need to fix them from the inside out, okay? Whatever you show people is what is from within. Whatever you show people out here is what is stuck inside you. You get me? So don't be stupid, guys. Don't waste time thinking that, oh, it's circumstance, oh, it's who, it's that, it's this way, it's that way. Bro, it's inside you, If you don't love yourself, who will love you? You get me? If you are insecure, you'll always be insecure about other people. You'll always feel insecure about other people. You'll never feel like you're enough. And you are enough. So you need to tell yourself, I am enough. I am enough. Always, always, I am enough. I love myself. These positive thoughts, you're being told to just affirm things and you think it's a joke. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. It's something very serious, and you need to take it very seriously. Look at yourself on the inside and ask yourself, what type of person am I? What kind of problems am I going through? And work on them, problem by problem, problem by problem. If you're a liar, it will be okay for you to lie to people. You get me? So if you're lying to yourself right now, if you're lying to yourself, you will feel like, okay, since I'm lying to myself, I will lie to people, and I will feel like it's okay to lie to people. You get me? It's all in your head, guys. All in your head. Anyway, that's all I'm trying to say, and I'm trying to end this video right now because I need to finish my vlog. I need to finish my vlog, guys. So this is the end of the video. If you want more wise words, just comment down there. Bye. Remember to subscribe, guys. Remember to subscribe if you haven't. Subscribe.